30. What happens when the victim of a crime survives but can't move or communicate or do anything on their own? That is the reality for one Connecticut family. And tonight, your chief investigative reporter, Sam Smink, reveals the justice they want cannot happen under CT criminal law.
Tay plays soccer. This was Tay, her junior year.
Tanisha Rodriguez was the kind of kid who did everything on her own.
Very independent, knowledgeable, always took care of other people before her.
An independent spirit, her mother Anisha says.
You could not tell this kid no.
Until she wasn't.
I'll help you. Let me boost your head a little bit.
Tay, as her family calls her, is now confined to a bed. Doctors say she's in a vegetative state.
She's unable to stand on her own, sit up on her own. We have to feed her through a G-tube.
2 days after her 18th birthday, on February 4th, 2023, Tay was in a car accident while out with friends in East Windsor. Police say the car she was in hit a pole.
Tay hit her brainstem. She had a deep brain bleed. Tay is the closest thing to shaken baby syndrome on an adult.
Police responded to the crash on Newberry Road after receiving an automated call from the Life 360 app on Tay's phone, indicating there had been an accident.
Guys, you all right? What do you mean you got help? You didn't call 911, did you?
The officer is talking to driver Benjamin Bonilla and another man who was in the front passenger seat. According to the officer, those men never called 911 or told him there were other passengers in the car. The officer says he realized that when he heard screaming.
What's hurting you? All right, don't move, all right?
The man you hear screaming had a broken leg. He was in the back seat next to Tay. Tay didn't make a sound. She was unconscious.
Hey, can you hear me? T?
Police say Bonilla and the other man, who we are not identifying because he was never charged, were not hurt.
What'd you guys hit?
The cone was just in the middle of the road.
The police investigation found the car had been going 75 miles per hour, 40 miles over the speed limit, when Bonilla swerved to avoid hitting a construction cone, put there because of a water main break the day before. Police say they also found surveillance video from a nearby business that shows Bonilla and the front seat passenger making several trips to the woods nearby right after crashing. Police believe they tossed some kind of evidence in there, though they never found anything.
I get here and the two of them are standing around, and I'm like, what's going on? Like, he goes, we got help on the way. I'm like, who the hell did you call? You didn't call 911.
Because police say he didn't call 911 and focused on hiding potential evidence in the woods, Bonilla, the driver, was charged with assault in the first degree and 3 counts of reckless endangerment 4 months after the crash in June 2023. Bonilla's attorney calls this a tragic accident.
These are her friends. These are people she trusted.
Anisha feels Bonilla should face more charges than assault because her daughter will never be able to live a life that's anything close to the one she lived before. In this case, the prosecutor charged Bonilla with the strongest charges he could because Tay survived. Chris Morano, former chief state attorney, calls it a gap in the law.
The law recognizes a serious physical injury, and it recognizes if that person passes a manslaughter, if there's a death, but there's nothing in between for a vegetative state.
Morano is not involved in the case, but says Anisha has legitimate concerns.
An argument could be made, well, sometimes just having someone in limbo like that is worse than a death. The question is assault first enough of a penalty, or should there be a greater penalty?
Yet it's not that easy. Let's explain. If convicted of his current charges of assault in the first degree, Bonilla would face a maximum sentence of 20 years. But there's no minimum mandatory sentence, meaning the judge has full discretion, except in special circumstances like if the victim was under 10 years old or the act was intentional. If Tay had died and Bonilla was charged with manslaughter, that's also a 20-year maximum sentence with no minimum mandatory sentence, except if a firearm was used. The penalty is the exact same. Anisha says that's unbelievable.
It's not a victim-friendly system. It's not victim-friendly.
It is kind of ironic.
Morano says a possible solution is to add a section to the current assault laws that would address Tay's condition, making it a special circumstance.
The change here to sort of address this limbo situation is probably to look at the assault first statute and see if a minimum mandatory section could be created that would cover a person in a vegetative state.
For that to happen, the state legislature would have to approve it. Anisha hopes it's something lawmakers would consider discussing.
Put yourself in my shoes. What if this was your child?
While she waits for an answer and her day in court, Anisha says she will continue to be her daughter's nurse.
Tay's on 25 medications.
Her friend.
We have to bathe her, clean her.
And most importantly, her mom.
I will continue to do what I need to do for my child.
The I-Team reached out to Benia's attorney several times. He says this was a tragic accident and did not want to talk to the I-Team. This case has been ongoing for 2.5 years. Benia will be in court again next week. He is currently living in Florida, and the judge has allowed him to appear remotely. Tay's family is also suing Benia and the water company responsible for the water main break, civilly for medical care costs. That case is on hold until the criminal trial wraps up. Anisha has started a foundation in Tay's name called #TayStrong. The goal is to work with families in similar situations. We will have much more information about the foundation on our website. Your Chief Investigative Reporter, Sam Smink, Channel 3 Eyewitness News.
Sam, thank you.